I rise to voice my concerns about provisions in the Water Resources Reform and Development Act that put communities, taxpayers, and the environment at risk by undermining the National Environmental Policy Act. NEPA reviews have been useful for identifying potentially costly problems with water projects, allowing changes to save taxpayer dollars and avoid delays. This bill contains so-called streamlining provisions based on the flawed notion that NEPA is causing project delays. But studies have shown that other factors like insufficient funding for the Corps are the cause of delays. The bill limits public participation in the decision-making process, which will deny the Corps the benefit of public and expert input. I ask the Chairman to work as this bill moves forward to ensure that the bill does not degrade the NEPA process. And I also hope that the Chairman will work with me to provide the Corps the authority to perform ecosystem restoration, that kind of work, on lands owned by other federal agencies, which is needed to complete important projects such as the South San Francisco Bay Salt Pond Restoration Project. I tried to offer a simple amendment to the Water Resources Reform and Development Act today, but the Rules Committee did not make any amendment in that order. Currently, the Army Corps of Engineers has the authority to use construction funds to perform flood protection work on the lands owned by other federal agencies, but the Corps does not have the legal authority to use construction funds to perform ecosystem restoration work on the lands owned by other federal agencies. In 2013, we all believe that good flood protection projects must incorporate ecosystem restoration, and the Corps has the ability to do the integrated projects like this everywhere else except on lands owned by another federal agency. This poses a significant hurdle in the case of the South Bay Salt Pond Restoration Project, which seeks to return the San Francisco Bay to its natural state and provide flood protection and wetlands restoration. In this case, the state of California and the United States government, through the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, own the land on which the project will be performed, even though most of the funding to buy the land came from the state and by non-federal interests. The Corps has told the local partners that it does not have the legal authority to perform the ecosystem restoration aspects of this work on lands owned by the Fish and Wildlife Service, and it needs Congress to provide that authority. My amendment simply sought to fix this situation by granting the Corps that authority so it could pursue this joint flood protection and ecosystem restoration project. I asked Chairman Schuster and Gibbs and Ranking Members Rahal and Bishop to work with me as this bill goes to conference with the Senate to provide the work the Corps needs with the authority it needs to carry out this and projects for which it had already been authorized to perform feasibility studies. I yield back.